Hello, I'm Sunny Bindra. This is a new series of podcasts by me, all expanding on the idea that life should be a far bigger deal than most of us make it. Bigger for you and bigger for the world. Too many of us are in fact stuck in a very small deal. A deal in which making a big profit is more important than making a big difference. A deal in which we stampede with the herd rather than leading the charge. A deal in which we earn a living rather than earning a life. Let's kick off with this first session, in which I want you to consider this. There's a mistake that pretty much every business makes at some point in its growth. It's a huge mistake, but it's still made every day. You probably made it in your business long ago, or you are about to make it right now, or you will make it in the months and years to come. So what is this mistake? And why is it so common and so predictable? Consider this first. Have you recently asked a contractor of some sort, a builder, plumber, carpenter, painter, cable guy, to do some work at your house? So how did that work out for you? The chances are pretty high that you met a sweet-talking fellow, paid a deposit, took time off work on the agreed day, and then nothing. No show. Avoids your calls. Calls you days later. Lame excuse. Shows up someday, does a bit, still leaves the work half done, and you completely undone. What is this artisan doing? How many customers is he messing around like this? Quite a few, actually. The ones who make the most noise and threaten the real violence get the work done. The nice quiet ones like you get it in the neck. It's not just artisans. Highly educated service providers, designers, even lawyers and doctors behave exactly like this. Why should any thoughtful entrepreneur do this? After decades of observing businesses big and small, let me summarize the reasons in 2 words. Because business folk are too often greedy and too often naive. Entrepreneurs are greedy because they will usually take on too much work and commit to too many jobs or customers. They are naive because they think business volume is a good thing in itself and that you should never turn down work. And that's the big mistake I'm talking about. But wait, this isn't just about the little guy. Big businesses will also make this very mistake, and in spades. They may look more sophisticated, but they're still greedy, they're still naive, and to cap it all, they suffer from big company disease too. As a customer of the average big company, you know this. Is there any reason you should be hung out to dry on a phone line for 20 minutes or longer, listening to inane messages and very annoying music? Is there any reason you should stand in queues that go out of the door? Is there any reason you should be spammed incessantly with marketing messages you didn't ask for, to buy products you don't need? The only reason this stuff happens? It's the greed. It's the naivety. And it's the big company disease. The one in which the organization is out of the boss's control, where growth has outpaced the capacity of its leaders and systems. Those who run the big company often don't even know how many customers are lost every day and how many opportunities go begging. The steering wheel lost its connection with the tires long ago. Time out. Who's the one with the money? The one paying all the bills? The one who's helping all these businesses to grow? Oh, that would be you, the customer. So why are you the one suffering here? It's because folks are all too willing to make the mistake that's at the heart of this, growing at the expense of the customer experience. If we are to create the bigger deal, we need to learn a fundamental lesson first. Growth is not good in itself. Not every opportunity must be snatched. Bite off what you can chew in comfort, or you will throw up the entire meal. Whether you are a small artisan or large bank, headlong growth is tempting, but ultimately disastrous. There is absolutely no point in having 5 customers instead of 2 if 3 of the 5 will be served badly and will become disgruntled. It is way better to keep just 2 very happy with your service and allow them to become your business's best friends, and then bring in another 3 customers each in the right way. Here's how to tell whether you're about to make this fundamental mistake of growing at the expense of your existing customers. Are your management discussions peppered with words like growing the footprint, scaling up, going multi-territory? But do you almost never talk about user experience, customer loyalty, giving value out? And are you making or about to make these business mistakes? Confusing volume with profit, confusing queues with success, confusing profitability with business health, running before you can walk, finding yourself telling too many lies to too many customers as a habit. These ways may take you laughing to the bank faster, but they will take you crying to the graveyard shortly after. Long-lived success is built one brick at a time and one deeply satisfied customer at a time. Please understand, this is not an anti-growth message. It's an anti-dumb growth message. I've seen too many businesses learn this lesson too late, after alienating and losing customers, requiring massive restructurings and elaborate turnarounds. Look around you at the business landscape. There are so many businesses lying broken and dying, so many giants that have fallen, all because they became more attached to their quarterly income statements than to their customers. The holy grail in business is to create great bonds with customers, bonds that are mutually appreciative. These bonds lead to the right kind of growth, robust and at the right pace. Customers reward you when you look after them, and punish you when you take them for granted and degrade their experience. The bigger deal here is to grow and have the satisfaction of a job well done, of high standards maintained, of having contributed to the betterment of others. The smaller deal is to be crafty and self-serving and short-sighted. So grow, by all means grow, but grow intelligently and sustainably. Don't ever grow at the cost of the customer experience. That's it on The Bigger Deal for today. See you here soon for another episode.